Hey guys, it's Krystal, and I am currently in La República Dominicana, visiting some family, visiting the island, soaking it all in, but also checking out the new iPads. What you're watching right now is being shot on the 10th generation iPad. I have the pink one, by the way, and it is just stunning. Wow. Look at that pink. Wow. It's like bright dawn in the morning right now, and it just like pops. This is like the sunshine of the day. This pink is so vibrant. But beyond the color, I'm also checking out the M2 iPad Pro, and I want to see how these two stack side by side because we got some new iPad options that we can check out now. And I feel like more and more than ever, iPads are feeling like little laptops you can take around with you everywhere. And it's perfect for this trip because I wanted to pack lighter, not bring too much with me, but also still stay connected and get my work done. And both of these have been perfect for that. So let's dive in and check these out. Here they are side by side, just straight size comparison. Guys, bear with the audio here. It is a bit noisy and loud right next to some busy traffic and motorcycles, so you might hear that in the background. But here they are side by side, 10.9-inch iPad, 12.9-inch iPad Pro. The iPad Pro does come in two different sizing options. We are limited on the colors though, but here we have 4 new colors: pink, which is right here, blue, yellow, and silver. So you have a little more, options to pick there, but you're limited to this size. And I actually really love the size of this to travel around. It's just easier to put in your bag. This is a bit more of a commitment, but the iPad Pro does bring a lot more pro level features. Here's a side-by-side display comparison. We have an XDR display and our 500 nit display here, which you can definitely see the screen brightness difference right off the bat. This is obviously going to be something that's nicer when outdoors, especially in bright sunny situations. Now if you're putting these side by side like this, especially in outdoors, you're definitely going to see that difference, but in most use cases the 10th gen iPad display is absolutely enough and stunning. The iPad Pro does get the XDR advantage though, with a peak brightness of 1600 nits when viewing HDR content, 1000 nits at full brightness. So if for some reason you're using this outdoors a lot, you're gonna love that extra bump in brightness. And beyond that, if you're working with HDR video, the ability to edit and playback HDR is there too. But regardless, both displays are beautiful. I also did use the iPad Pro to follow a Fitness Plus workout, and the display was very lovely, especially, it was bright and sunny in the morning, but it was still really easy to follow along. It definitely got bright enough. And also the speakers were nice too, because I wasn't using my AirPods Pro. They're actually discharged, so I just used the speakers on the iPad Pro, and thankfully there are 4 speakers which give you a nice sound experience when you're viewing, but it's nice to know that they do get loud enough in outdoors as well. Another big difference between these two is when it comes to performance. We have our A14 Bionic chip in the 10th gen iPad and the M2 chip in the iPad Pro. The performance gains are definitely there with M2, and this does extend to the camera in some ways. We have a lot of camera versatility with iPad Pro. Similar to last time, we have a 12 megapixel wide and 10 megapixel ultra wide camera on the rear, and a 12 megapixel ultra wide selfie cam that's great for FaceTime, has center stage, Face ID, and portrait mode. The camera system on here, combined with the image processor in M2, now extends the ability to capture ProRes video on iPad Pro for the first time ever with third-party apps like Filmic Pro, and M2 also accelerates ProRes encode and decode, so you can convert your video projects to ProRes faster than ever before. Now, on the other hand, with the 10th gen iPad, we do have a couple key camera features here as well, but the big standout one here is the new selfie camera, which is now landscape orientation instead of up on the top vertically. It's a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera with center stage that's great for FaceTime and video calls. And again, this is one of those things that really brings that laptop-like experience to iPad, and I think it makes a lot more sense this way instead of the vertical orientation. Now, this is going to be more of a first impressions type video, but another thing I'm really excited for when it becomes available later this year is DaVinci Resolve on iPad Pro. It's so cool to see more of our pro editing apps on here. And you know, fingers crossed that someday we'll get Final Cut. But if you're a Resolve user, you're gonna love to carry on the experience onto here or an extension of your setup already. Now, of course, we got to look through our iPad accessories. Right now, I have the Smart Folio on it, which is a really nice match with the pink of the iPad. It's in the color watermelon, and I just kind of like that like whole monochrome pink on pink action. Like, look at this. It looks so good. Another option is the Magic Keyboard Folio. It's a two-part situation here where you can use it with a standalone, or you can attach both pieces and have the keyboard on there as well, which now has 14 functions keys. Another key iPad accessory is the Apple Pencil. This is a first gen, which is compatible with this iPad. And we have our USB-C to Apple Pencil adapter. This is where things get a little silly because you do need this adapter to pair your Apple Pencil and also charge it. In the future, it'd be nice if there was a design that's able to carry the pencil onto the case if it's not going to magnetically attach, but I'm sure that later on, fingers crossed, that second gen support will come on to the newer iPad in the future. Now, the iPad Pro and second gen Apple Pencil do have a couple more features up its sleeve. Now, with the second gen Apple Pencil and iPad Pro with M2, you can do the hover feature. So if you are using the pencil up to 12 millimeters away, you can hover, and there's different functionalities with this. It comes in handy when you're drawing, let's say you're in Procreate. You can hover the pencil across your colors, across the canvas. You can also do this in Notes, and it is open to developers, so I feel like certain apps are just going to add more functionality with the hover feature down the line, but it's a really cool feature. When it comes to battery life, they both deliver about the same. All-day battery life on both iPads here, which really goes to show the power of M2. Even with all that performance, you still get solid battery life. At the end of the day, both of these iPads are amazing everyday devices to have, and as usual, it comes down to what kind of user you are. If you're a pro user, you're really going to take advantage of the pro features on iPad Pro, but the 10th gen iPad really did get a makeover this time around. Yes, the iPad Pro has a lot of pro features, but it's really cool to see that the 10th gen iPad has a lot of the essence of that as well. Yes, there are certain things that I would like to see in the next generation of this, like the support for the second gen Apple Pencil. But apart from that, this is definitely going to be something that I take around with me as an extension of my 13-inch MacBook Pro. It's nice to have a little bit of a size difference, something that's a little smaller, easier to carry around, and can still handle a lot of my workflow. Let me know what you guys think of these so far, and also in the comments below, let me know what you would like to see covered in a full review. I'm definitely going to be using these for the rest of my trip out here and also the weeks to follow. So let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and hasta luego.